You know, after sharing these last three outfits, I've realized something. This was never really about the clothes. The clothes were just the invitation. What I've really been wanting to talk about is creativity. When I look back at the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, I don't just see fashion. I see so much confidence. I see people who weren't afraid to express themselves. They wore bright colors because they loved bright colors. They mixed patterns because it made them smile. They decorated their homes with bold wallpaper, funky furniture, handmade quilts, or whatever. Paintings, plants, everything had a personality. Every decade had its own heartbeat. You could almost feel it. Today, I think we have more creative tools than ever before. We have incredible cameras, editing software, artificial intelligence. Technology has opened the doors people 50 years ago could only dream about. But sometimes I wonder if we've become just a little afraid to stand out, walk through a store, scroll through social media, and it's easy to see the same trends repeated over and over and over. Beautiful? Absolutely. But I also miss seeing people say, "This feels like me." That's what vintage reminds me of. These dresses, jackets, magazines, and pieces of jewelry weren't trying to become trends 50 years later. Someone simply created something they believed was beautiful. And somehow, that's exactly what made it timeless. I don't think creativity is about going backwards. I don't think it's about living in another decade. I think it's about borrowing the courage those decades had. The courage to wear the color, to try the crazy idea, to build something no one else would have thought of. To create because it brings you joy, not because it fits the algorithm. The tools will always change. The trends will always change. But curiosity, that never goes out of style. Maybe that's why I love mixing vintage with modern photography. A dress from 1972, a camera from today, a little imagination, and